Well, I hope it's just the way I'm doing the preview with my television screen that's making it look so weird and distorted. We're trying out a new filming setup today, and I'm going to pick this, like, wafer lock thing I found at the salvage store. If all goes well, I'll be able to gut it. That's not gonna work. Yeah, looks like it's gonna work. I think that's the way this turns. This only turns one way, and I've done it wrong before. Oh, that would have fucked me. That's not the way. Alright. This turns the other way. Yeah. Okay, probably gonna need the medium one. Come here, you. Okay, so this particular wafer lock, the way that it works, is that there is a wafer at the back that the key doesn't interact with that just controls, like, keeping the core in there. So I've pretty routinely been able to, like take it apart, open it, by starting at the back. I think I just got it. Maybe using too big of a tension tool, really. Doesn't really matter. Kind of just using a whole bunch of tension, just forcing everything until it starts to move. This thing, I think, has use on it, which is weird because it was in its packaging. I think it was, like, repacked. There is that. Oh, I just opened it. It's not, So I should be able, I think, to just push the last wafer into place now. But I'm not sure if that's true. No, I don't think so. But, like, from having had it open before, it felt like I should have been able, or it looked like I should have been able to just, once it was, like, in a half-open state like that, it looked like it should have been able to just move the last wafer anyway. I'm not sure what would be stopping it, but it felt like something was stopping it. Oh, starting at the front. But my plan is to basically just pick it back and forth until I pick this last wafer open and can take it apart and show you guys what it looks like on the inside. I don't know how long that'll take, and if it takes an egregiously long time, that'll be the cue for this to start fast-forwarding. Also, there seems to be, like, a lot of extra space to move the wafers past the shear line. I guess it's still a shear line, where they won't, like, enter an overset, and I don't know how unique that is to the wafers in this thing. This is, like, the only one of these I've ever been able to take apart without, like, destroying it, which I never really wanted to do with my other, like, two. But most of the other locks like this, these wafer locks, most of the ones that I have access to are built into a piece of furniture that I own. And, like, I could remove them, but I haven't, so I don't really mess with them. Secondhand furniture rarely comes with keys. Is that same thing? It's not. Okay, I'm pretty sure that I can... Yeah, there. I should take it out of here. in theory, this camera should be able to autofocus, but in practice it hates me doing it in video mode for some reason. So I'm left with a not very good manual focus. That might come in handy. This will come in handy. I'm just gonna put that guy back. Okay, so I can't, well I could, but I'm not going to take out those rivets. Inside of this, the way that it, like, actuates everything, is just a pin. Where's the center of frame? Here. It's just a pin. And so while it rotates, it moves that up and down. I think that's pretty simple. Although it does mean that if you like jammed a screwdriver in here and forced it open, it would just work. So this is the wafer that all it does is keep everything in. Oh god, there's gonna be like no way of getting a good shot of this. I should have used the other lens. Alright, let's see if we can... Okay, maybe you can see. There's so much fancy machining in here. I keep drifting. Maybe you can see it. There's like a trough, like a slot machined in down there. And that wafer fits in there, and at the back there's like, oh god, I should like get a piece of paper and like draw what the guts inside of there, like what the machining work inside of there looks like. It's ridiculous. But there's like, inside of the ring, inside of the tube, there's like a space that this guy can stick into. Actually, I think it's this side. Can stick into, and like it can be in there and it's fine. But then there's just a little lip that keeps it in. So if you can pull it down, which is what the key does, well, if the control key or whatever it is, that'll pull that down and then it can pop back out. And what I think is preventing you from doing it wherever is that there's only 2 slots cut for it to travel forwards. Otherwise you have to keep it pulled in all the way, and I don't know if it'll go that far. I don't know. The rekeying mechanism of this is incredibly complicated. Oh no, I knocked all these out. The rekeying mechanism in here is like absurdly complicated. I kind of love it. And this dude is held in. Only one of them is coming out. Can you see that? Is that visible on camera? This like funny angle isn't helping my focusing. My focal width, I don't know what you call it, my field of view is only like this wide really, and it just sort of moves back and forth. You can see how tiny that little spring is. There's 2 of them in there. And then each of these other wafers have 1, and I'm going to try to leave them all in there because most of them don't want to come out. Is that first one even a wafer? No. I don't think the first one is even a wafer. I think that this first piece... Maybe it is. Hang on. Oh god, it is. It's just jammed. I was gonna say, I think that's just the warding, but it's not. There's just a fucked up wafer at front. I didn't know that was in there. There we go. Oh yeah, that guy's fucked right up. Now I don't know what order they went in either. But yeah, I'm pretty sure. and there's a little spring on either side. So these slots are all slightly different. Actually, I don't think any of them are different lengths. I think they're all at slightly different heights in the wafers. And the little finger goes into the hole where the spring is. And by their powers combined, that's your bitting. And the way that this interacts with a shear line is just like, literally, they stick out by default. Just put one in a random slot, it doesn't matter. Yeah, that's how they normally sit. And that'll keep it, like, that's how it interacts with the shear line. And as far as I can tell, these guys don't really stick out the bottom very much. They do. But I think you get a little leeway in there, where it'll spin, no matter where it is. Maybe like almost a whole cut worth of leeway. And I'm not sure how much that is wear, because this guy, this is old, this has seen some wear. But yeah, that's how a wafer lock works. And basically, loose tolerances being inherent to this manufacturing process, is because these are just stamped out. That's what makes this relatively easy to rake your way into. There's not a whole lot of like ways to take these parts and like put cuts on them to make it harder to rake open the way there would be with pins. This exists because these are very easy to manufacture. You just have a factory stamp them all out. You can have a die that it'll stamp out all the different sizes or whatever you need. And these are very, very efficient to make, and that's why you see them on things that don't really need security so much as like a basic tamper seal kind of lock, like a filing cabinet. The thing about security on a filing cabinet is if that really matters, there's actual security on the door to this office. And so the lock on the filing cabinet is more about controlled access during regular office hours, and it makes sense for it to be something that maintenance can break their way through relatively easily if need be. But hopefully this disassembly will explain how this works a little bit, maybe, and I've learned some things about this filming setup that can use improvement, but, you know, it's all a process. So yeah, I hope you learned something, and don't be a jerk and pick locks that aren't yours.